the slide will follow you. And if you're wearing just normal shoes, you stick like exactly where you put your foot, and it's difficult to follow through.
Makes sense.
Timers, where are you? Okay. If I get to 6:30, just start waving at me. Everybody ready? It's 2:30 in the morning, Tuesday night. I'm on a ride along, and we're checking all the local apartment complexes for anything out of the ordinary. And as we're in a certain apartment complex, we notice an open door on one of the apartments. And that's not really in the ordinary, you know, what we would say. And so I tell the guy I'm with, and we drive around the apartment complex one more time. And at this time, my heart's beating like crazy, and my adrenaline's going through the roof, and I'm thinking, oh my God, burglary in progress, something bad is happening, someone's getting murdered, and we're driving around the thing one more time. So we get back, you know, we creep the car back up, and we get out, tell dispatch where we are. You know, we get tactical positions on the door, and you know, we look at each other and give each other the signal to look inside. Hi everybody, I am Zach Pecci, and I will be telling you about all the exciting parts of police exploring. A little bit about how I got involved. You know, I was a sophomore in high school. I wasn't really sure if I wanted to get into it or not, because you know, I heard all they do is break up house parties, narc on their friends, and do undercover alcohol buys, and why would I want any part of that? Well, my dad came home from work one day and said, he is now in charge of the Police Explorers, and I no longer have a choice. I get to join. And you know, quite frankly, I'm happy I did. You know, fast forward 3 years later, I rose through the ranks, got all the way up to captain, which is the highest rank in the post. I grew the post from 5 explorers to 20, and through the past 3 competitions I was in charge, we placed in the top 3 at all 3 of the competitions. We looked to Bill Taylor, the Director of Public Safety for Learning for Life's main office in Dallas. He writes on their website, "The purpose of law enforcement exploring is to provide young adults who may be interested in law enforcement with a comprehensive program of training, competition, service, and practical experiences." And quite frankly, I got all those. I got all the exciting parts, which are competitions and the ride-alongs. First, I'm going to talk about competitions. The way competitions work is each post sets up a 4-man team, and they compete in various events set by all the different police departments participating. You know, like domestics, traffic stop, felony stop, in this case right here, where you point your gun at the people and tell them to get out and whatnot, and assailant control. Funny story about assailant control. What that is you respond to disturbance, and you have to, and usually the people end up fighting with you, and you have to fight back, and you have to win. The role player in assailant control decided to fight a little bit too hard with my friend Aldo here. He picked her up, and yeah, it's her, and just threw her onto the ground and ended up cutting her eye open. You can't really see in the picture, but you know, it's sad that happened. But you know, she's a cop too. You know, she's judging, and she said, "Well, you know, I'd have done the same thing. That's what you're supposed to do. You know, you got to get physical, and you know, you have to do whatever you can do to win." We did not get any points taken off, which was amazing. My specialties in the competitions are traffic stop, felony stop. You know, I like yelling at people and you know, pointing the gun at people, and I'm also a good people person. You know, the complete opposite of what I just said with the traffic stops. You know, I am a nice, courteous person. The second part, which is my favorite part of being an explorer, is being able to do ride-alongs. This is any true explorer's favorite part, because this is where you can actually go out with the police officers and see what they do on a day-to-day basis. I usually go, you know, every week or two, a couple weeks. First thing you got to do when you do a ride-along, you need to wear the uniform, you need to have the pen, you need to have the notepad in here if you got to write anything down. And there's certain things we cannot do that my department's policy. We cannot drive the police cars, which I'm really disappointed because I've always wanted to drive a police car. And also we can't, you know, carry weapons or get way too overly crazy, you know, like those crazy explorers like sometimes you'd see with the huge gun belts and bringing all kinds of weapons when they go out. You know, that's stupid. So even though we're part of the police department, we still don't have any authority. We're there to observe and strictly observe. One thing that I do separate than other explorers is I like to wear the bulletproof vest when I go out because I'm not trying to die. According to the International Organization for Police Chiefs, which is like the biggest collective mind of police chiefs in the nation, since 1987, over 3,000 police officers, their lives have been saved by bulletproof vests. That's 3,000 cops who got to go home to their families that night. And when I go out, that's the same vest that my dad wears. I'm kind of superstitious like that. He's never had to use the vest for its purpose, and hopefully I'm never going to have to either. And you know, and this is all coming, you know, what, 2-3 days since another St. Petersburg police officer was shot and killed. He was not wearing his vest. There are some downsides to doing ride-alongs. You do see some things that might be a little bit uncomfortable, like going to a scene where someone's passed away. Unfortunately, you have to do the whole death investigation, like overcome the fact that there's a dead person sitting right there. Traffic homicides, I've been to a few, and they're not fun at all. Because it's never fun going to a place where you got to see loved ones, seeing the accident, where someone died in. But the thing is, with all that stuff, ride-alongs is the #1 way to see if you're actually cut out for life in law enforcement. I mean, ride-alongs, you're going to get the stuff you don't see on the show Cops. You're going to get the stuff you don't see on those weird TV shows that portray real cops. This is what you see. You see exactly what the police officers actually do. All in all, Police Explorers has absolutely given me the excitement I wanted. It showed me exactly what I want to do. It's only affirmed the fact that I want to be a cop later in life. Minus all kind of the drawbacks. Those two components, competitions and ride-alongs, totally showed me the way and showed me how awesome stuff can be. And that story I told you in the beginning, we went inside. It turned out to be some elderly woman watching TV who didn't want to turn her air conditioning on. That's why her door was open. It just goes to show how unpredictable and sometimes, in this case, anticlimactic police work can be.